What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Bare Basic Lawns. Today we will be laying some fertilizer. In my last video I dethatched again. It really kicked up a lot of the debris. You can't really necessarily see, still see a little bit of brown, but you can definitely see some of the brown or the dirt that's kicking through, which is a good sign. I believe now it's been a week. I haven't really done much to the lawn, and verticutting it really cut it, so I haven't even mowed since then, and I haven't really touched anything. So now it's time to lay some fertilizer, because in a couple weeks I will be going and doing my core aerating. I'm going to get with some neighbors around here and get some of that going. But in the meantime, I need to lay some fertilizer. Now it's time to push the growth, push that nitrogen, really get this grass growing, looking green. It's got some iron in it. I will be going to the review table and showing you. But right now it's going. Haven't really done much to it, like I just mentioned. It hasn't really needed a cut. Now I did say around here, around the edges of the fence, I've been letting it grow. Here, let me show you on this side, because it helps me, especially on the other side that I just showed you, that it needs to, you can just tell as far as all this is cut, and then the fence is not edged or anything, because I need it to push through. I need it to help my side and really grow through. So I haven't really done much as far as edging, mowing, just to let it grow. But coming up here this week, I will probably, it's supposed to rain again, like this whole week, and I will mow it when I can after this fertilization. I didn't mow it right now when I'm hensing all this rain, which is fine. That's cool with me. But in the meantime, that's kind of where we're working at right now, and I'm looking to get some fertilizer down. So let's go ahead and go to the review table and show you what I'm talking about. All right, guys, welcome back to the review table. Here we have our product. Now, I've used this last year, and I believe that this was a great product. It was a well-balanced fertilizer. The NPK ratio is 19:5:13. I was pretty close. I believe in my previous videos, I think I said it was an 18:5:12. I don't know. Close to that. So I was pretty close to 19:5:13 is what this is. It's a Moon Royale fertilizer. So, and it's even got iron in it, and that iron really promotes that green growth. They do have liquids as far as fertilizer and iron fertilizer, both of the stuff combined. So, but I've had good success last year when I really started to try and green up the lawn and start the process of wanting to fertilize the lawn and mow the lawn myself and all the above. And this was really greening it up. I will probably heighten my height of cut. I think 3/4 inch at this moment of time is a little bit too low, in my opinion, just for right now. In a couple of weeks, I will be doing my leveling, so I'm gonna have to scalp it again and fertilize, but I'll get some other stuff. I'm gonna get that 4600, possibly in a couple weeks here, and really promote that growth through the sand is what I'm looking for. This is a good all balanced, all around fertilizer for after that process, before the process of leveling and wanting to promote the growth through the sand. So this, I had great success. I really liked it. It was a great product. So I'm using it again. I like to support my neighbor across the street with his fertilizer. And like I mentioned before, when I went to Home Depot and stuff, and I don't really necessarily see like this kind of fertilizer. They have weed and feed and seed, feed and weed, and all the kind of other weird fertilizers. They just don't have straight up fertilizer. And this is what I'm looking for. So I'm going to be using this today. It's a great product. I highly recommend it. If you have a Moon Nurseries by your house, check it out. It's a great product, I believe. So I'll be using this. Now on the bag, Let me see here. It says at a rate of 5 pounds per 1,000. And it's a 20-pound bag. So when I was using this last year, I was doing what the rate is. So I can get 2 spreads every month out of it at 2 pounds, or excuse me, 5 pounds per 1,000. So I roughly have about 2,000 square foot lawn, a little bit more. So I will turn the setting down just a little bit to get that 2,000 pounds or 2,000 square foot out of 10 pounds to split the bag. And that's great. That's what I'm looking for. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and get this spread. I'm going to spread it. I'm not going to get any water down. It did rain this morning, so I'm going to let nature do its thing, rain it in for me this whole week. Like I mentioned, it's going to spread and rain, so that's what I'm looking for. So let's go ahead and get this measured out, spread out, and let's go ahead and get this going. what a workout, man. Even though it's just spreading fertilizer and you're just walking back and forth and blowing the concrete off, make sure you blow your concrete off, because fertilizer with any iron in it will stain it, like I mentioned in my previous videos. But man, it's getting hot out here. It's heating up. It's 90 today with rain, so the humidity picks up out here in Texas. It's crazy weather out here. And ooh, it looks like off in the distance here, it is supposed to rain a little bit later. Let me see. See all that over there? It looks like it's going to start raining again here, which is good, because I'm not going to be watering. That's why I'm kind of just laying this right now to let Mother Nature do its thing. Always use Mother Nature as your best irrigation system. When you can, that's what I do, just like right now. But when I can't, I water. And I think that'll be maybe not my next video, maybe like a video after, when maybe I have some downtime or so. I will be showing you guys what I do as far as watering. And it's kind of tough because I hand water myself. And in my previous video, you know, I need to water. Somebody mentioned in a comment, and yes, absolutely, you always got to water your grass, because your grass is a weed regardless of what kind of grass you have. And you know, to keep it growing, you need water and sunlight. So when it's tough to water every other day, for example, and I'm your own irrigation system, it gets tough. And working full time, and especially when it's 95 degrees outside, it's the last thing I want to do is you know, stand out here and water the grass. So, but I think I'll show you guys soon what I will do as far as what I do as far as watering. I think I will get a budget irrigation system. Me and my time of watering, it's just getting a little, you know, especially when you fertilize right now and watering every other day. I mean, I hand water a good 2 hours easily a day, or not a day, I'm sorry, 2 hours standing out here just watering the grass. So I want to do a budget irrigation system. My buddy across the street, who I will be joining in core aerating here in a couple weeks, he did his own irrigation system and putting it in, but I don't want to dig up my lawn. Not necessarily dig up my lawn, but I just don't want to dig up anything or rent a trencher and do any of that stuff. So I'm just going to run a budget irrigation system as far as sprinkler heads and water, and you know, and water hoses. So I want to start, the water spigot is back there. I kind of wanted to put one here, and then like, you know, one right here, and then, you know, one right here in the corner, and then run one to the edge right there where the concrete is, where that expansion joint is, and where the border trim meets up. I want to put one there, because then that'll hopefully get that back over here and all this, and then, you know, so on and so forth. Everything else will do its part, you know. And I want to do that all the way around the house and get some type of irrigation. That'll help me out a lot as far as watering, because when it comes down to it, you do need water, and I just don't have the time, especially with the sprinkler system, or the sprinkler, whatever you want to call it. It just, you know, still 3 hours to change it every 15 minutes, and it's just, you know, it just gets too much for me. So I think I will work on that. But thank you as always, guys, for sticking in, tuning in, watching these videos. I really appreciate the support. We are moving quite along here in the season. Couple weeks, I do have the plan to core aerate, and then that following week I will be leveling with the masonry sand. So stay tuned. I always love the support, guys, in the comments. I try and reply back as much as I can. As always, like, subscribe, share, ring that bell. You know it all. I appreciate the support, guys, and I will catch you in the next video.
Bare basic lawns where the green grass grows, East Texas skies and a gentle breeze blows.
Holy shit. That thing went, whoa.